G'day, it's Gundy here again. Welcome back to my garage of retro stuff. Here's an Atari 2600. As you can see, this one's a bit filthy. She's had a bit of a hard life and has been well loved. And obviously she could do with a bit of a clean and wax. And yes, we'll definitely be doing that. However, it's not going to be the main purpose of this video. I'll do some of the cleanup quickly now as I explain what else I'm going to be doing. I'm hoping to use this 2600 to compare a few different composite video mods. I've been collecting these over the last year or so, kind of accidentally as it happens. I bought a cheap one transistor mod first because it's getting harder to find equipment with an RF tuner, and I wanted to be able to connect the Atari to the composite input on my monitor. I ordered this before really doing any reading or investigation, and when I did start looking into it, it seemed that everyone was suggesting that the so-called two transistor mods were much better. So me being me, I ordered a two transistor mod. And then before that had arrived, Mark from the Retro channel started hinting that his tiara was taking shape. So yet again, and before I'd even installed anything, upgrade-itis had set in. And I thought I might as well wait for the tiara before doing anything. I mean, do it once, do it right? Yeah, procrastination is a very powerful drug. Anyway, here I am with a few different mods in hand and an Atari that needs some loving. So I thought it might be a good opportunity to throw a quick video together to compare the results from a few different options out there. I've decided that I'm going to install an Atari 800 style DIN jack on the back of the machine, just like Mark did in his video, which is linked below, as I also find the simplicity of a single cable everywhere very appealing. Before we get into the installation and testing, I'd like to talk a little bit about my methodology. I really want to keep things as fair as possible for all of the different mods here to show them in the best possible light. So what I'll be doing is cleaning up the signal as much as possible, even for the basic composite mods. This will involve removing a bunch of unnecessary components from the board, like the RF modulator, the audio subcarrier modulation circuitry, and anything really that doesn't contribute to what we need. This should help cut any signal contamination down to a minimum. I'll be choosing a power supply that gives me the best possible results I can get, and I'll be using that consistently across all the options we see. All of the mods will be tested on the same model of Atari 2600. When testing the RF output, just to show you what the quality is like, my only real option at the moment is to tune via a Sony VCR. It's a SLV EZ121, if you care. Happens to be what I had handy. It's not a super high-end VCR, but I imagine it's going to be quite representative of the results that the average person might get using RF. The other outputs, the composite outputs, will be routed through my RetroTink 4K and captured via HDMI. I intend to tune the RetroTink to the best of my ability to get results that are fair across the board. So that's the disclaimer out the way. Let's get on with it. Here we can see the output using the RF modulator through the VCR. It's predictably crappy, although perhaps not quite as bad as I was expecting. This is what the one transistor mod looks like, the actual board for it. As you can see, it's tiny. This one's from a place called Sylvestron's Bits and Bytes. There's a link in the description below, and I ordered this one from eBay. It was pretty cheap from memory. The installation is pretty straightforward, and it's very well explained in the documentation. So here's the output from the one transistor mod. It's clearly better than RF, and it's also a lot more convenient. And I guess depending on your situation, this might be all that you need. If you want to avoid the need for upgrade-itis, maybe you can stop watching the video here. Right, here is the two transistor mod, or at least as it arrived, and it came in kit form. As you can see, there's some assembly required. The magic of video editing makes that super easy. Here's the output from the two transistor mod. It is better than the single transistor mod, but it's not better by anywhere near as much as I was expecting based on what I was reading on forums and so on. So again, if you're happy with that, feel free to stop the video here, because the last option we're going to be trying today is the tiara from the Retro channel. I've got high hopes for this one, having used some of the other video mods from Mark before, including the VIC-20, C16 and C64 mods. He really knows his stuff when it comes to getting clean video signals from old machines. Anyway, the installation for this one is also very straightforward. Watch Mark's video on the Retro channel if you want to see more about that. And here are the results. First up is the composite output, which I guess is most directly comparable to the other mods that we've shown. I find that the output levels are much better from the Tiara, and the overall clarity is much better than the basic transistor mods as well. And now, for the real meat and potatoes, we'll have a look at the S-Video output, which I think you'll agree is a whole other level of awesome. Finally, let's just quickly compare all of these outputs together on the screen at once. We've got the 1 transistor, 2 transistor, the Tiara composite, and the Tiara S-Video. And there you go. I'm very happy with the output from the Tiara. I think it's about as good as I imagined things could get from a 2600. Or is it? I do have 2 more video output mods that I'm thinking may actually give the Tiara a run for its money. So let me know in the comments below what you think they might be, and also whether you'd like to see a final boss showdown for 2600 video mods. As always, like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to see more. This was Gundy, over and out. I'll see you next time.